Joy Sports Stories here, and on this lovely Monday, we're going to address some of my fellow very dramatic and very extra Titans fans. I would like to, before I even go on my rant, because this is going to be a rant, it's not for everybody. I'm talking about to the delusional ones, the ones who don't know what they're talking about, the idiots who come to the conclusion of fire Vrabel. After 1.5 bad seasons, because of the previous general manager, but basically bumping the whole team off. You trade away A.J. Brown. You miss on a whole bunch of picks. Like, that 2021 draft class was absolutely horrible. And that's why he got fired in the middle of the season. You do realize that we're not dealing with, this is not a normal situation that we have to find ourselves out of. I'm thinking, looking at it as a terms of like a soft rebuild, because we haven't really blown it up, if we're being honest. The only thing that we blew up was trading away A.J. Brown. Now, with this incoming quarterback transition from what I'm going to assume is Tannehill to Levis, that'll get us back on track quickly. We have to get back on track quickly because the way that the quarterbacks in the division look, we have to get back on track. So, it's not time to fire Vrabel because he's always going to have us in the thick of it. The defense needs to stop the run a little bit better. Consistency is a thing with the defense. But as far as firing Vrabel, when that man is arguably coached us through some stuff, and we already know what some stuff means. Do you think we would have won half the games we've won without Vrabel? That's the biggest question, because people are sitting here getting everything all misconstrued and twisted, like all of this is his fault. Yes, he's a smart butt. Yes, he's very sarcastic. And yes, he's a troll, and he get on everybody's nerves. But the man knows exactly what he's doing. He's very manipulative, and he's moving pieces around. He's trying to figure it out. Let the man figure it out. We all know what we were dealing with in the preseason, which was, ladies and gentlemen, a makeshift offensive line and a bad wide receiver room, and we didn't know what was behind Tannehill at quarterback. Where are we at week 8? Where are we? We have a pretty solid offensive line if people don't start getting hurt left and right like that. We have the receivers can catch for the most part. NWY is going to be our raising savior for the who knows how long. We have the weapons. Treylon Burks is a whole nother rant because for whatever reason he can't stay on the field, and that's something that irks me too, but I hope he gets better. I know he's concussed. He was knocked unconscious, so I'm really not going to stress on him too much. I want him to get healthy. But as far as this whole firing Vrabel thing, you do realize this man continuously has this team ready to play for the most part. The Cleveland game is an exception. That's an exception. I will take that. But at the same time, y'all over here because it's not pretty. We've almost never won pretty. Huh? Because it's not pretty right now. Y'all should have known that it wasn't going to be pretty from the preseason. From our off season. Y'all should have known that. The offensive line, we don't know exactly what the hell we're going to get every other week. We don't know what we're going to get with that. My wide receivers, they're pretty solid. So at least we identified our quarterback. And the whole firing Vrabel thing, like there's not a whole lot of coaches lined up to get next jobs. If we fire him, he's going to get another job relatively quickly. If we're being completely honest. Because how fast did Arthur Smith get a job? And he might be about to lose it down in Atlanta, but he got that job because he took our offense to a top 10 offense, top 5 offense in 2021. This man done continuously raised the stakes of this team ever since he's been in a position of power, the head coach. And y'all, ignorant, don't know what to do. You're panicking, and you want to fire him. No, he's not. No. Now, if Rand gets 2 or 3 years into here and realize that Vrabel ain't it, okay. But it's the first year of a whole GM and head coach duo that seems to like each other. They agree on things. We're not getting the verbal expressions like he was making at John Robinson. We didn't get that. So it's the first year of new front office for the most part. Rand's new, Mike ain't, but this is his team. He's gonna build this team how he wants to build this team. Levis is probably gonna be our quarterback for the future. I'm already willing to admit that I was wrong about Levis. He's probably gonna be the quarterback for the future. We still got D-Hop for at least a year or two. So, that being said, we're not far off. We're maybe a piece or two from getting it together. A safety, even though we traded one, even though he hasn't been good with covering tight ends. I will admit that. We probably need some more corners, a corner or two, some safeties. We probably need some more depth, but that's not... You know what I'm trying to say. So it's like with this whole Mike Vrabel mania that's spread through this fan base, relax. I'm just going to put it flat out like that. Relax. Because it's not going to happen. And I'm just like how confident I was that we weren't going to trade Derek, I'm very confident we're not going to trade Vrabel to the Patriots for some picks. You realize how stupid that sounds? In the middle of a season? You realize how stupid that sounds. This is how I know when people say fire Vrabel or trade him to the Patriots for some picks, that they're not thinking with their whole brain. You realize how stupid that sounds. And y'all really don't have the capacity and the audacity to sit through a losing game, much less a losing season. I'm talking to the overreacting ones who think they know everything. I'm not talking about those who can't sit through that. Who's like, okay. I'm talking to the overreacting ones, fire Vrabel and da-da-da-da. I'm talking to them people. Y'all cannot sit through a losing game, much less a losing season. So if you fire that man, a losing season that was worse from last year will happen this year. Or trade him for picks. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all at this point. Y'all need to just sit back and enjoy the ride. I already know, I have a general idea where my team could be. I have a general idea that I wouldn't be surprised if somehow, because the AFC South likes to beat up on each other, we got the division. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't make the playoffs. It's one of those years. It's weird. It is really weird. But this whole fire Vrabel conversation, can we end that? End it. Because it's stupid.